There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those who you drop your kids off with every day. Your schools, your doctors, big banks, Chase Bank, Bank of America. There is a lot of people that are attached because this goes very deep. I told y'all this is a spider web that is tangled and tangled and tangled and woven intricately. I am telling you right now that once one goes, it's going to pull on a big string. That arrest is coming.
Ally Carter is causing quite the stir with her explosive claims about the Hollywood fires, which she alleges are not accidental, but part of a calculated move by powerful figures to conceal dark secrets tied to the Diddy and Jay Z drama. According to Ally, these fires are being used to cover up evidence related to trafficking rings, underground tunnels, and shady dealings that could shake Hollywood to its core. She's been warning about this for some time, and now that her predictions seem to be unfolding, fans are taking her seriously. What's even more gripping is Ally's background. She's not just another celebrity trying to grab attention. She's a former foster child who's exposing deep-rooted corruption and secrecy within the entertainment industry. While many dismissed her as a conspiracy theorist in the past, the recent fires and the subsequent unfolding drama have many reconsidering her warnings. High-profitable figures are reportedly panicking, and the implications of her claims could change the entire landscape of Hollywood. The situation is becoming increasingly tense, and the revelations keep getting more intense. With A-listers allegedly on edge, the question now is, what exactly are they trying to hide? And just how far will they go to keep these secrets buried? Ally Carter's story is unraveling in real time, and it's starting to feel like Hollywood's darkest corners are being exposed for all to see. Ally Carter's experiences growing up in the foster care system shaped her into a fierce whistleblower, and now she's sharing chilling details about the underground world she claims to have witnessed. Having bounced from one foster home to another, never truly feeling safe or loved, Ally knows firsthand how the system fails children. But it's the darker, more sinister aspects of Hollywood that she's now exposing, and her claims are nothing short of shocking. Ally alleges that she's seen things that most people could never fathom. Secret tunnels hidden beneath LA, operating outside the public eye, and the horrors that take place down there. In her own words, Ally describes being trapped in containers alongside children as young as 6, enduring unimaginable trauma. She vividly remembers the sounds of those children crying in the dark, as no one knew how to respond or what to do. The image of innocent kids, locked away and forgotten, haunts her to this day. Her revelations about these underground networks and the trafficking rings tied to Hollywood's elite are shaking the foundation of everything we thought we knew. The names she's dropping, the connections she's making, are leaving many stunned and terrified of what's really happening behind closed doors. Ally's story is not just a cry for justice, it's a call to expose the darkness that lurks just beneath the surface of Hollywood's glamorous facade.
He locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them. Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move. I was freaked out. And I got up and I held her. And they opened the truck and they took her from me. Because they said she was already sick. And they killed her. Her name was Bailey. There are kids in there from Africa, from Mexico, and there was a bunch of trucks. And they divvied everybody out like retail. One person, she wouldn't stop crying, so they said that they would just send her off to somebody who was already sick, that had AIDS, that was gonna die soon, because she wouldn't shut up.
Ally Carter has been sounding the alarm for months, and now her predictions are coming true in a way that has Hollywood's elite scrambling. Initially dismissed as wild claims, Ally has steadily built a case that suggests the recent devastating fires in LA were not just a natural disaster, but a calculated move to destroy evidence that could expose dark secrets about the entertainment industry. She's not just making bold statements. Ally says she's got the proof to back it up, including documents, photos, and other evidence. She's hinted at releasing it, and now, with the LA fires raging, Hollywood's power players are reportedly on edge. Could these fires be part of a larger plan to erase incriminating evidence? According to Ally, it's not a coincidence that the fires hit key locations like celebrity homes, hospitals, and even amusement parks. These are the very places she links to her explosive allegations, and she's convinced they're strategically targeted. In October, Ally posted a chilling video predicting the fires, warning that they would be used as cover for much more sinister activities. As the fires have spread, causing widespread destruction, including over 1,000,000 people forced to evacuate and thousands of homes reduced to ashes, many are starting to believe that Ally might have been onto something all along. The timing is too suspicious to ignore, and now, with the details she's shared, things are getting even more intense. Ally's not afraid to name names, calling out powerful figures like Diddy and others in the industry, accusing them of being part of a massive cover-up. As the smoke clears, it's clear that Ally's predictions and claims are making waves. Hollywood's glittering facade might be hiding something much darker than anyone could imagine.
There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those who you drop your kids off with every day. Your schools, your doctors, big banks, Chase Bank, Bank of America. There is a lot of people that are attached because this goes very deep. I told y'all this is a spider web that is tangled and tangled and tangled and woven intricately. I am telling you right now that once one goes, it's going to pull on a big string. That arrest is coming.
Ally Carter's revelations are spiraling into a full-fledged conspiracy theory that is shaking Hollywood to its core. According to her, hidden underground tunnels crisscross LA, forming a vast network that connects some of the city's most iconic and elite locations, including celebrity homes, the Getty Museum, hospitals, and even amusement parks. She's describing dark, winding corridors used for secretive, illicit activities. Secrets so disturbing that she claims she's seen children being moved through these tunnels firsthand. And the timing? Ally's accusations are getting even more intense as the fires in LA rage on. With over 7,500 firefighters battling massive blazes that have turned the city into a literal inferno, Ally insists that the fires are not an accident. She argues that the flames are a deliberate cover-up to destroy the evidence of these underground operations and the shady dealings linked to them. It's as though Hollywood's elite are scrambling to erase their tracks, turning the city into a smoldering wasteland in their desperate attempt to bury the truth. Ally says she has mountains of evidence, documents, photos, and even video footage that could expose a massive ring operating right beneath the glitzy surface of Hollywood. She claims that secret rooms in celebrity mansions are hiding unspeakable horrors, and that what's going on behind the scenes is far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. From secretive deals to dark secrets about some of the most famous names in entertainment, Allie's not just making wild claims. She says she has proof, and it's coming soon. Could Allie be on the verge of blowing the lid off one of the biggest scandals Hollywood has ever seen? Or is this all just a tangled web of smoke and mirrors? Either way, with the city literally burning and the whispers of cover-ups growing louder, it's clear that Allie's accusations have stirred something deep within the heart of Hollywood. The question now is, will the truth come to light, or will it be swallowed up by the flames?
Underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere. They lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere. Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air supply. There's
Allie Carter's claims are now taking an even darker turn, as she accuses not only Hollywood elites, but also key figures in law enforcement, the judicial system, and Child Protective Services, CPS, of being deeply involved in a vast and sinister network of corruption. She insists that the entire system meant to protect vulnerable children is broken, with powerful individuals taking advantage of their positions for personal gain. Allie alleges that over 1,850 children were reported as potential victims of trafficking in 2016 alone, and some of these children are vanishing without a trace, unnoticed by the system that should be safeguarding them. She claims that CPS workers are complicit in these horrific crimes, accepting bribes and falsifying reports, leaving children to be exploited and abused. According to Ally, this is not an isolated issue but a widespread problem affecting the very institutions meant to protect these kids. She's even pointed fingers at judges, social workers, and politicians, accusing them of facilitating and profiting from this web of corruption. And the fires? Allie's not letting that go either. She claims that these destructive fires, which have ravaged LA, were not mere accidents, but deliberate acts to destroy evidence that could expose this deep-rooted, systemic issue. She believes that crucial financial records and other proof that could bring down some of Hollywood's biggest names and corrupt figures within CPS were lost in the flames, conveniently right when they were supposed to come out in court. With her accusations now spanning from the highest echelons of Hollywood to the very system that is supposed to protect society's most vulnerable, Allie is pushing for a massive reckoning. Her evidence, which she claims to have in the form of financial records and other documents, could be the key to unraveling this web of exploitation. But the timing of the fires raises the stakes, as they seem to have swept through areas where critical evidence was housed, making it difficult, if not impossible, for the truth to come to light. Now, as more and more people are questioning the veracity of Allie's claims, it's clear that something big is at play, and the system that's supposed to protect and serve may be working in the shadows for something much darker. Whether Allie's evidence will ever come to the surface remains uncertain, but one thing is for sure: Hollywood, CPS, and many of the powerful figures she's named are under the microscope, and the world is watching closely. Allie Carter's revelations are causing a massive stir, especially after her claims that crucial CPS records, documents potentially able to expose the deep corruption within the system, were destroyed in the recent LA fires. These documents, which could have blown the lid off the alleged exploitation and trafficking network she's been warning about, are now lost forever, leaving many to question if the fires were a deliberate attempt to cover up the truth. While experts remain divided on Allie's accusations, with some child welfare advocates acknowledging the flaws in the system that could allow such mistreatment to go unnoticed, Others argue that Ali's allegations are too extreme to be taken seriously. Regardless, her claims have sparked intense debate about the safety and protection of vulnerable children, and her consistency over the years is making people reconsider her narrative. For years, Ali's warnings were dismissed as paranoid ramblings, but now the situation is shifting. Her persistent call for justice has garnered the attention of a growing number of survivors who are stepping forward to support her claims. These testimonies are making Ali's wild accusations about secret tunnels and hidden rooms seem less like fiction and more like a terrifying reality. Group allows. A week earlier, Group obtains the LA fires, initially dismissed as accidents, are now under scrutiny as potential cover-ups of something far more sinister. The situation is evolving rapidly, with a swelling group of followers, irregular individuals, not just typical fans, becoming amateur detectives. They are digging deep into the connections Ali has laid out, spreading her message, and demanding answers. The heat is certainly on, but Ali isn't backing down. Her recent statement in one of her videos was clear. She's been warning everyone for years, and now that people are starting to listen, she's not stopping. The comments section is alive with praise for Ali's courage and tenacity, and her supporters are growing louder. What was once seen as a lone crusade is now a movement gaining momentum. With every passing day, Ali's accusations are starting to seem less like the stuff of conspiracies and more like a frighteningly real possibility. The question now is, how far will this go? And will anyone in power be held accountable? Ali Carter's brave decision to expose Hollywood's darkest secrets has put her life at risk. Along with receiving death threats and being followed by mysterious cars, she's facing relentless attempts to hack into her accounts. But Ali isn't leaving anything to chance. She's set up a dead man switch, ensuring that if anything happens to her, all her explosive evidence will be released. To back this up, she's stashed some of her crucial files with trusted friends as a safety net,